Any hopes Plymouth Argyle had of building their fragile confidence still further after that long-awaited first win last week were quickly dashed at Bootham Crescent. York went a goal up inside 8 minutes when their two main strikers got the better of Argyle's central defensive pairing in decisive fashion. Goalkeeper John Sheffield clearly not impressed as Rodney Rowe accepted the acclaim of his teammates. Mickey Heathcote will be disappointed that he allowed Neil Tilson to flick on a header at the near post, and Paul Watton was left in a spin by the lively Rowe. There weren't too many clear-cut chances in the rest of the first half, but York were presented with the best of them, and Sheffield showed plenty of steel when called into action again. Rowe not finding a way through this time. Argyle survived that particular scare, and in truth they had little to offer in reply. A lacklustre first-half performance perhaps summed up by Paddy Wilson's wayward effort just before the break. It was a slightly different story in the second half, with Argyle attacking the end where their faithful band of travelling fans were massed. Urged on by the Green Army, they put the York defence under increasing pressure, without ever seriously testing the keeper though. The fans nevertheless remained hopeful, as Argyle continued to pose their most serious threat from set pieces. There was a little more urgency in their attacking play, and York rode their luck once or twice as Argyle pressed for that precious equaliser. But it has to be said that they lacked the cutting edge, and the manager has few options when it comes to making changes. Little prospect of bringing new blood to the club in the current climate. Mick Jones somehow manages to stay upbeat, but continued uncertainty over the future of the club clearly isn't making his job any easier, and it can't be having the most positive effect on the players either.
Today, particularly the second half, we pressed and fought and battled and put everything into it, and yet we couldn't get the one opportunity we needed to score. I think for both teams there was very few opportunities on the day, and I felt if we could get a goal we could have beaten them, but as it stands, it's disappointing, and I'm disappointed. As I said to the players half time, we've got a crowd behind the goal there. Are you going to play like that and let them down? And that's the emotion talking, and that's how I feel. I feel that the state of our club, that those 300 people are worth battling for. It's worth me doing my job for. I care more about them travelling all the way from Devon and Cornwall than I care about anything else in football at this moment in time. Those people are very important. As I said to the players, you know, they don't get paid well like you do, and yet they spend the money and they buy the tickets and they jump on trains and they jump on minibuses and they're getting cars and they follow Plymouth Argyle. Those people surely are worth battling for.
Well, the second division table isn't pleasant reading for Plymouth supporters. Argyle, one of only 3 teams in the league not to have made it into double figures.